top 10 defense. That is not going to change. They are highlighted by their goalkeeper, whom you'll meet in a moment, as Seth takes it away.
For tonight's Northeast 10 Conference Men's Soccer Contest featuring the visiting Ravens of Franklin Pierce University and your AIC Yellow Jackets. American International College, the Northeast 10 Conference, and the NCAA promote an environment of respect and good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting tonight's game participants in a positive manner. Profanity or derogatory comments based on race, gender, or gender identity, or sexual orientation, or any otherwise intimidating actions directed at student athletes, game staff, officials, or other spectators are unacceptable and will result in ejection from Abdow Field. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Ravens. Starting on defense, a graduate student from Huntington Station, New York, number 2, Alexi Morel. Starting on defense, a freshman from Doetinchem, the Netherlands, number 3, Jesse Oostendorp. Starting defense, a sophomore from Salta, Argentina, number 5, Joaquin Loria. Starting in the midfield, a graduate student from Alicante, Spain, number 6, Javier Torres. Starting in the midfield, a sophomore from Lisbon, Portugal, number 8, Tiago Baraguina. Starting forward, a junior from Lucano, Spain, number 9, Guillermo Avendaño. Starting out forward, a junior from Lisbon, Portugal, number 10, Antonio Lima. Starting in the midfield, a junior from Hopedale, Massachusetts, number 15, DJ Tucker. Starting in the midfield, a graduate student from Madeira, Portugal, number 20, Joao Rulo. Starting in the midfield, a graduate student from Buenos Aires, Argentina, number 22, Lucio Yaya. In goal for the Ravens, a graduate student from Miami, Florida, number 1, Carl Burnett. The coaches for the Ravens are head coach Travis Brent, assisted by Diego Thielen, JP Navarro, and student manager Riley Brooks. And now the starting lineup for your AIC Yellow Jackets. Starting in the midfield, a junior from Sandefjord, Norway, number 3, Cornelius Christensen. On defense, a sophomore from Cascais, Portugal, number 4, Gui Alfonso. On defense, a junior from Montpelier, Vermont, number 5, Leonard Rudy Williams. Also on defense, a sophomore from Stockholm, Sweden, number 6, Anton Granholm. In the midfield, a junior from Summers, Connecticut, number 7, Thomas Lafayette. Also in the midfield, a sophomore from Windsor, Connecticut, number 8, Renford Morgan. At forward, a freshman from Cuneo, Italy, number 9, Pietro Botasso. In the midfield, a junior from Portchester, New York, number 10, Christian Torres. In the midfield, a freshman from Lecco, Italy, number 18, Leo Consoloni. On defense, a freshman from Karlstad, Sweden, number 20, Hannes Vidström. In goal for your Yellow Jackets is a graduate student from Amherst, Massachusetts, number 1, Lucas Morales Fernandez. Your Yellow Jackets are coached by head coach Jake Durham, associate head coach Derek Pereira, and graduate assistant coach Troy Brady. Fans, at this time, we ask for you to please rise if you are able to do so and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
And welcome back to Ronald J. Abdow Field on the campus of AIC. The two teams have been introduced, and it's time to get this thing started. But first things first, I want to shine a little bit of a light on Lucas Morales-Fernandez, who's playing in his first match since September 7th. You saw the numbers on your screen, and this is one of those things where you have no time to wait. You're dealing with an excellent, excellent team in the twice defending national champion Franklin Pierce Ravens, who have boasted a top 10 scoring offense each of the last 2 years and have averaged 2.33 goals per game over the course of their first 6 matchups. Now, the big thing is, we talked about this in the women's game yesterday, is will AIC sell out on the defensive end to protect the potential tie, or will they go for it on the forward end? It feels like more of an opportunity for AIC to get some yardage past Carl Burnett and his team, because, well, AIC, I think, on the offensive end here, maybe a little more sure-handed, but after all, there's only so much you can be sure-handed about when you're facing Franklin Pierce, who we talked about in the Open, has had a bit of a more pedestrian start to their season offensively, and I'm using this because I don't have any other terms to describe it. Last year, they were 4th in the country at 3.17 goals per game. This year, 30th in the first goings here with a 2.33 scoring offense average. So we'll see if they can get it going, but we'll see if AIC can solve them, as AIC will be wearing the gold standard tonight with the black trim numerals and the black stripe down the shorts on each side. For Franklin Pierce, it's the maroon with white numerals, the words Franklin Pierce over the top. Ordinarily where a nameplate may be found. They got numerals out in front and a little bit of a gradient action over the course of the chest and the torso. That's where things stand. 45 minutes have been placed on the clock here at Ronald J. Abdow Field. You don't believe me? There's your proof. As AIC gets ready to get things going, you can see them in the huddle and ready to go for the play-by-play of this one. We bring you Mr. Seth Dussel.
Appreciate it, Andrew. Thank you. And looking forward to this one for a long time after the way last season ended for the Yellow Jackets. A defeat in penalties. They were the first team to put a blemish of any kind on the Ravens' record. I'm sure you talked about that during your pregame. The scoreless draw in Ringe in the NE10 quarterfinals that the Ravens advanced on penalties that had to go beyond 5. A true battle, and the Yellow Jackets did everything they could to slow the Ravens down, and they did more than most teams were able to do last year to the now 2-time defending champions. But as you alluded to, as this ball goes out of play for an AIC throw-in, I think the Yellow Jackets feel like they are going to have a chance to do something nobody has done in 1,068 days, and that is win a game against Ravens men's soccer. They are in possession on the near side of the field. It is quickly taken away, and there's a foul. Antonio Lima, the junior. And the Ravens will work on the left side. Gloria back D to D. AIC just patiently defending. You see 3 players up on the forward line. It was a thing that we talked about last night with the women, that they only really had 1 up, at least in the early going, as AIC kicks this out of play at the sideline in the midfield. The Yellow Jackets putting 3 forwards up top and playing straight up a 4-3-3. The Ravens playing a more 3-4-3, that diamond in the middle, with an offensive mid, 2 center kind of wing mids, and a defensive center mid. As the Yellow Jackets win the ball away along the sideline for the moment, and they will ultimately gain possession on a throw-in.
And we'll see how much immediate yardage they can gain, because Franklin Pierce, despite having kind of that downstep in terms of offense, they still only allow a half a goal per game. So that's kind of where this battle might end up being decided. We saw yesterday with the AIC women selling out on the defensive end because they knew what Southern New Hampshire brings. We'll see how much penetration AIC's offense can get here in the first half.
Thrown in by the Ravens. They'll regain control, drop it all the way back to their defense. You see Loria there. He'll go up the left side. That's picked off, and AIC's got an opening here. Christensen stepping two with a shot that he bends wide. I'll tell you what, though, if you're AIC, getting that kind of a chance early has got to feel good.
Yeah, this is just a simple case of AIC jumping the route here. You're going to see on this replay, he just comes out of nowhere, and that's Torres. And then another play where AIC is able to jump the route. So they're reading this early.
Yellow Jackets defending once more as the Ravens go across the field and drop it back to their defense. Loria settled in. And flared along. Gets to AIC's defense. That is Ribby Williams. Ribby Williams had his game against Franklin Pierce in the NE10 quarters last year. Cut off early. Took a second yellow with about 18 minutes left if memory serves me correctly. And the Yellow Jackets had to play the final chunk of regulation and all of the overtime man down and managed to hold, as Andrew put it, a very prolific offense off the board in spite of being shorthanded. Makes the 0-0 result all the more incredible. Dropped back to the goalkeeper, Vernette. The Miami native plays the ball along. Flared forward, but AIC have it. Deflected, but they get it right back. Along the wing and into Torres. He was a presence that was sorely missed the other day in AIC's defeat here at home. Now the Ravens to the attack, looking to counter in, and they are cut off by Anton Granholm, the defender out of Stockholm, Sweden.
The answer to your question is, according to this box score, 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in regulation.
So it was later than I thought it was, and it might have felt earlier than it was because of the extra time.
You want to play that game? It was 24 minutes and 9 seconds prior.
Right, exactly. So they played a very long amount of time shorthanded against what was, in the end, the best team in the country. Knocked down in the midfield. The Yellow Jackets settle and step. Here's a cross pass. That's picked off, and Christensen was going the wrong way on it. As a result, this is dumped in, but Morales Fernandez catches it and rolls it away.
And just looking at the spray chart from that game, Franklin Pierce took most of their shots from the left side. I'll try and demonstrate it for you. If you're looking at the box, if you're staring at the keeper, you want to go to about 7 o'clock away. That's the bottom left corner of the box from your perspective as you're standing. The top right corner from the goalkeeper's perspective, that's where they took most of their shots. We'll see how they do it in this one.
Yellow Jackets settle. That is a handball. You are correct. The Yellow Jackets wanted a hold called before that because Pietro Botasso was getting wrapped up. They do not get the call. Just about 6 minutes gone.
The other thing about that game, the shots on goal total was 13-3 in favor of the Ravens.
Yeah, Lucas was more than outstanding in that game, and the all-time leader in AIC history in wins and in shutouts, both in a season and in a career, and he's still got most of a full season left to add to that total. He broke the single season and career records the single season records for the two stats as a freshman in AIC's 15-win season where they made the NCAA tournament for the first time. And the following year busted the career records in both categories and has just been adding to the total ever since. It truly has been one of the best players in the program's history. And facing a test in the moment, but the Yellow Jackets will knife it away. Ravens looking across into the box. That is expertly defended. And the Yellow Jackets will punch it clear. At the midline, the Ravens reset. It's Morel, left defensive back here for Franklin Pierce out of Huntington Station, New York, down on the island. Jesse Oostendorp is from Doetinchem, the Netherlands. A little bit of a difference from Long Island. Ravens into the outside corner of the box, and the Yellow Jackets just as quickly get it away. Now the ball is boomed along, ultimately settled back by the Ravens. AIC only really with one man up. In that moment, it was Batasso. It was going to be difficult for him to win the ball regardless.
Here's a quick throw, which will give us the chance to show you that defensive play. It's 1-on-3, and that's just a great almost poke check there by Gronholm, who just gets it away from his man and is able to keep it in bounds.
Well, there are certain values to having the experience on the defense. Granholm only a sophomore, but he's played a ton of minutes already in his career. Was a key part last year to AIC's run to the NE10 tournament. And now starting once again as this is a through ball, and it'll be Morales Fernandez to it.
And you can see he's on the right side of his box. That's where he's going to need to focus, because it was a thing in that game last year, but it's also been a thing this year. In their tie against Assumption, the Franklin Pierce Ravens took most of their shots from the left side.
Well, the scouting, fairly simple. Of course, it's one thing to know that. It's a whole other thing to be able to do anything with it. As the Ravens punch it into the right wing. Looking for an entry pass. Dribble, knocked through, settled. Corner called. Ravens wanted a penalty. They're not going to get that, but they do get the set piece.
Yeah, this is just an entry from the right side here. I'll get a look at it. You can see that they worked their way in nicely, but AIC has three men playing on the man, and the question, I think, is Lima thought he got roughed.
Ravens input here, kick it out high to try to get in more of a straight line. It doesn't work. Trick plays on corners are fine, but I find that that's one that very rarely provides any kind of pay dirt. Pass up the wing, looking for Torres, trying to spring an odd man rush. It doesn't work. It was just out of his reach. Yellow Jackets putting some pressure on the ball as the Ravens have to drop back to their third of the field. Now they'll boom one down deep into Arujo. He'll lay one up. Right out in front, and diving on top of it is Morales Fernandez on the tip-in play. It's a great cross in. And the Ravens will now have to defend as AIC possess. Stepping up and trying to fire it out. But the Yellow Jackets lose possession of that as it was blocked down. Franklin Pierce starting to take over, and they'll work their way in. Good little poke by Morgan. But the Ravens still with it. They have to drop back to their mids as AIC's forwards apply some pressure. Yellow Jackets hemmed in their own end in the early going. And now getting a little discombobulated as a result, but they kick it out of play to force a throw in.
Yeah, you're going to see right here. This is where Franklin Pierce gets their best chance. It's just a little bit outside of the reach of the striker out in front.
Out of bounds. Right along the sideline, well defended by AIC. As we come back in, it'll be a throw in. That was Consoloni, the rookie offensive midfielder. Lecco, Italy.
In that Franklin Pierce Assumption tie, Pierce scored at 13:52 on the clock. Assumption tied it 82-20.
So very late to concede a goal, to be sure. As the Ravens work their way up once more. Cut off. Ribby Williams. Franklin Pierce back the other way to reset possession at their back half. They'll work right side now. Trying to get in on that right wing side and make that cross pass to the left. That is sniffed out and snuffed out. So if you know they're shooting from the left, they're probably passing from the right. And so you can sort of set your defense to defend that right side of the field to prevent them from getting those entry passes, in theory.
Yeah, the ratio of left to right in terms of shots for Franklin Pierce is about 3 to 4 to 1.
Yeah, it's significant. So that tells me that they're passing it in from that side.
And it's kind of that field hockey angle. They want to go from the right side because it's the dominant leg of most of the field players.
13 minutes almost. We're in the 13th minute. And the Ravens pushing forward once again. Here's a bomb, and that is just absorbed. High up top. That was Hannes Vidström, the rookie out of Karlstad, Sweden. One of two AIC defenders from Karlstad, Sweden, although the other one you won't find him on the soccer pitch. You will find him as we get a whistle and a foul, captaining the ice hockey team. That is, of course, Evan Stella. If I had a nickel for every defender from Karlstad, Sweden, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Change his number to 37 immediately.
They kick off next week, by the way, October 4th, up at the University of Maine. That will be fun. Then they play some university in Ohio.
That apparently tried to trademark the word the.
Yeah.
Sorry, the.
Yeah. Over the ball, and the Ravens, that's a deep ball. Oh, and this is on, and this could be trouble, but not quite able to get there in time as Vernet, realizing his peril, came flying out and played the ball up around the 30.
Yeah, and this is obviously onside because it was played by the head of a Pierce Raven.
Franklin Pierce deep in their own territory.
Oh, got a little drizzle on hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, the rain is starting to come down here in Springfield.
Autumn Field.
Yes.
Wait.
Fall Field? No.
No, that's just what we do.
Yes. We have a stoppage for reasons. What those reasons are, I don't know, but the referee was just having a conversation with a Franklin Pierce player, and now he's having one with Torres. The Raven in question looks to be Lucio Yahia.
Yeah, right there, that conversation. I freeze-framed it. I don't know if they'll be unhappy with me for doing that, but you can see nothing really came of it.
Yeah, just a little bit of, hey, guys, remember this is a soccer game. Ravens working their way up the right wing side.
This is a soccer game. This is not traffic control.
Yes. I'll go back to their defense now near side. Morel. And to the left for Arao. He'll cross it in toward the top of the box. That is rejected. Ravens trying to get it back. They do. Great triangulation.
AIC's doing a decent job marking, but at least in the early goings here, they're doing enough to keep Franklin Pierce from getting any major entries. I think that's out.
No.
Wow.
He slid and kept that in. That is an incredible play. You want to talk about selling out for the ball. That is the sort of thing a national championship team will do. As here's a shot. That's blocked. The rebound gathered and just punted out of play by the Yellow Jackets, who will concede the corner.
Watch this. He just appears out of nowhere to keep that ball in play. Wow. I thought it eclipsed the yellow line. Nope.
Yeah, he got his body around it to prevent it. More traditional corner here, I think, going to come up for the Ravens. Out in front and headed away by the Yellow Jacket defense. Back to the top, Morel. Is he going to shoot or pass? He'll pass. Dropped back, and now another shot blocked again. AIC getting in the way again, and it's Renford Morgan eating one. And the Ravens have to go all the way back to their half of the field to reset. So the Yellow Jackets stopping another opportunity for Franklin Pierce. The Ravens have certainly had the run of the play, but the Yellow Jackets have not conceded, as AIC will give a throw-in. That was Ribby Williams who soft-tossed the ball out of play. Back in, and back to the control of Morel. And the Ravens will try to go across the field into the mid, and tipped on, and it is Morales Fernandez who has it. He read that well, came up and made the play before Avendaño, the junior out of Lucano, Spain, could do anything with it.
You also got to give credit to Vidström, who in that play kind of got himself in between the body of the attacker and the goalkeeper to make it easier. He basically blocked for him.
Yeah, he just sort of set a screen there. It's exactly what you want as the Ravens dump it in, and it goes off the goal line extended for a goal kick. We'll see here if it's Morales Fernandez. It looks like it might be Vidström who takes it. Now they will let number 1, make the initial play. 17 minutes, and Morales-Fernandez has not truly had to face a significant test. He might here as the Ravens get this in front. Oh, sliding block. Well,
Vidström again.
In field hockey, you would call that a defensive save.
Well, here's your look at it. Vidström, Morales-Fernandez was not in his cage. Vidström is the final line of defense right there. It's a little 20-on-20 action because Morales-Fernandez was on the right side, and there's another shot from kind of that skew of the left.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a A++ scoring chance that Vidström just completely rejected. Yellow Jackets cannot give that up. You cannot turn the ball over at the top of your 18. Especially not to this opponent.
Watch this again. Just he gets in there.
I mean, that's unbelievable. Ravens with it, continuing to press. They'll try to dump it over the middle. The Yellow Jackets knock it free. And it'll be out of play for an AIC throw-in.
You can see how deliberate AIC is on these throws. They're just trying to make their mark, trying to know that exactly this. They have few opportunities to exploit, and so each one is super important.
Well, the Yellow Jackets defending again. They'll knock it away. Up the field. And the Raven defense once more just settles it down. On the far side. And dumped into that left.
Another great. Oh, that's off.
Yeah, he jumped.
I don't think it was him. I think it was the striker that was parked out in front of the cage. Avendano.
You are probably correct, actually, as I'm looking at it. And
yeah, he got a little antsy there.
Header in the air. Ravens trying to settle it. Torres sort of overruns. And that allows Franklin Pierce to get it back. They'll push up again. Driven toward the box, deflected. And Lucas Morales-Fernandez settles it to get the chance to pick it up. Ravens continuing to territorially dominate. Have yet to be able to turn it into a goal. There's a bit of a bump, but AIC kept the ball. They're going the wrong way, however. Good give and go there to get out of the danger area, and then Torres, realizing that pass was going the wrong way, gets in the way and keeps it. Now a good touch back to him. Torres stops on a dime, spin move, and the dish to Afonso. A little too much for him to handle. Ravens the other way. They'll break forward. All ball, says the referee. A great defensive play. The Yellow Jackets lucky because a free kick there is dangerous, especially on a rainy night. Yellow Jackets trying to settle, and Franklin Pierce not letting them. They'll drop back to Lucas. He'll fire it forward to Vidström. Fantastic night so far for the rookie from Karlstad, Sweden, and the Yellow Jackets will work it out and up and down the field. It'll be played back to the netminder, Vernet, who hasn't had to do much tonight. Other than that one ball he had to come flying way out of his 18-yard box on. But beyond that, it's been in the half of the field that Lucas Morales-Fernandez is defending against. As the Ravens settle it once more, we get a whistle and a foul on a trip on AIC.
Here's the previous play, by the way. While we have a quick second, yeah, I think that's just
He got him over the top of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he stopped the ball. He kind of skipped it.
As long as you get the ball first, it's generally not a foul. The Ravens booted across. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass. It kind of ended up being in between. Get another look. Yeah.
He caught the top of the ball, which caused it to bounce a little bit, and that kind of made the footing a little more difficult.
Who said soccer wasn't a contact sport?
I don't think anybody has said that.
I've heard a lot of people say it, usually people who don't understand the game.
Okay, right. Sure.
That was the point.
Same way that women's lacrosse is not a contact sport.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Tell me you don't understand.
But they have goggles.
Yeah. That's like saying they don't hit in women's ice hockey. Oh, they do. You ever see the U.S. play Canada? It's all they do.
Forget the goals. Let's rack up the hits.
Right? Well, here we are. Ribby Williams' throw-in. A little bit of holding on Batasso. The Ravens will try to just settle the ball down in front of the tent, and we can't see it any better than you can. It'll be a throw-in for AIC. So soft down there needing a tent, says the guy in the press box.
I will turn the heat on just to make your sound, you look a little more foolish.
No, turn the air conditioning on. Ravens working it forward. They're trying to turn the heat on the AIC defense. To the top of the box and a shot that goes wide. I don't think that was intended to be a pass. I think that was a scoring attempt from the right. And it was deflected, so it's a corner for the Ravens.
Yes, you can see the deflection right here. It's Ribby Williams who gets in on the way of this shot.
Yeah.
Just off his right foot.
Did change direction, no doubt about it. Cross on the corner, headed away. We'll do it again. Some fans down at the end of the field.
The north end.
I'll toss the ball back over to the Raven player who kicks this one well placed and knocked down, but right into Morales Fernandez. And so a save. And Morales Fernandez will punt it away. Did not get all of that. And Franklin Pierce going forward again, but AIC reads it well, and they will reset. Turning and now working up the field. The Yellow Jackets not spread out very well, and it allows the Ravens to defend a little bit more easily. Heavy collision. That is a foul as the ball rattles into the stands and nearly gets into the press box. And
here's a look at the corner before we pull up the previous foul there. Yeah, that's just a bouncing ball. Morales Fernandez has a better angle to it than it might necessarily seem from our vantage point because...
Oh, he was positioned very well, no doubt. And then the foul, if you happen to get it, is the ball is back in play, and Batasso got quite the talking to from the official on it. It was...
Yeah, no, we didn't get it, unfortunately.
It's probably for the best. It was a pretty hard shoulder check, and I'm actually slightly surprised that it was only a foul. Sliding block. Did you get that one?
Yeah, we got it. Here, give me 5 seconds. Watch this.
All ball and then rocket launch. And Joao Araujo is going to pay the price for trying to get deep into AIC territory. Like I said, this is a contact sport. On the cross, headed up, over, and gone.
I mean, just watch this. I'm going to slow it down even more. Look at this. He just read the ball beautifully. He knows the left side. Yep, that's clean. He's playing the ball, and...
Like I said earlier, if you get the ball first, you can pretty much... Anything after that it is what it is. As Thomas Lafayette, I'll check that. It's Cornelius Christensen who checks out. And Fernando Ramirez will come on, the New Rochelle native, New York, just north of the city, the junior.
Ye old Westchester County.
Morales Fernandez is not going to take this one himself. He'll let Vidström do it. Bombs away. A lot of holding in that midfield area. And the Ravens along the sideline. What a move. And some more contact. And, oh my, and there's the foul, the trip. Lafayette got his ankles taken out, and that time they did get body before ball. There were probably 4 fouls that could have been called before that on either team.
Yeah, that's just Morrell backing his way into the AIC midfielder, and it's because of the back tackle, right? You can't necessarily do that so cleanly because you don't entirely know where you're going because you, well, don't have eyes in the back of your head.
Ribby Williams punts one into Raven territory. A bit of contact, and Afonso can't quite get there. Now it's the Ravens dumping it out, and there's a open field tackle, pass interference, 15 yards and an automatic first down. And the Ravens are going to push forward once more. The rain continuing to pick up. Along the far side. And then the near, and then back to the far side, but that's headed down. Out of play.
Last few minutes have been a lot of long toss, I think. Both teams looking for a read on each other.
Ravens have certainly had the better of the pressure. They'll control at their back line. Up the right wing side.
You can see they got a forward loose. That's Arujo, who's free on the left side. He's alone. He's unmarked.
Yellow Jackets need to get somebody on him. Off to the near side. Kept in. Around the defender. Cross toward the top of the box, looking for that spot that you've talked about, and just not quite there. Now AIC jamming for the ball. Forces the Ravens back to their defensive line. Franklin Pierce will settle. About a half hour gone here in this one. Scoreless, not for lack of effort. To be certain, the Ravens have had some great looks. The Yellow Jackets have mostly been able to snuff them out before they've been able to really be delivered. Morales Fernandez has a couple saves, and Vidström has one. That's knocked down. A couple players go to the turf. Ravens cross it in. Off a defender, they'll say last touch by the Yellow Jackets for a corner. Franklin Pierce have had plenty of these. It sounded to me like the ball hit off two different people.
I didn't go back far enough. Here we go.
No,
that's very cleanly off of Consolini. Yeah, it hit him twice.
And the Ravens have scored. Low ball along the ground, and it trickles through, and it's 1-0 Franklin Pierce at the 30-minute, 11-second mark.
Yeah, they just went front shelf with this one. You can see right here, they got a man cheating out. It's Avendano. He just gets in front of his man. Wow, look at that.
That is a fantastic goal for the Ravens, and you see why they're so good. And so Avendano will tally, and AIC will have to regroup, and now they've got to get more aggressive. Now you're down a goal. Now you've got to attack.
Yeah, he just gets between Morales Fernandez and Batasso,
Franklin Pierce scored by number 6.
Ribby Williams. Yeah, he just took it. He just took his chance.
By number 20.
That was good stuff.
They announced it as Torres on the goal, but
we have video. It's off the insertion. It's Avendano from whoever took that corner. We'll find the film.
Ravens looking for more, though. And they're in possession now. Settled. And the Yellow Jackets looking to work up the field. They have some room, and they quickly dispossess from behind. But it'll be an AIC throw-in, or it should. No, it'll be a Raven throw-in. Last touch by the Yellow Jackets.
It's Avendano from Arujo. Nine from 20. Because that's straight off the insertion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the film and...
Yellow Jackets out of their defensive end, just out of Torres' reach. Ravens up the sideline, and they can't quite get to it before it slips out.
Isn't it great having a replay?
It really is. On the throw in, a joust for the ball draws a free kick for AIC. Deep ball, and it is all the way down to Vernet. Ravens settling it once more on the right wing side. Looking for an entry. Will they find it? They still possess. In tight, in close. Oh, what a save by Morales Fernandez from the top of the 6.
And this is the offside, too, for Franklin Pierce. You're going to see right here, they overload on the far side of the field, and it's just a left-footed turnaround. Then Morales Fernandez, oh, look at the reaction from Bardinguinha, who, he wanted that. He wanted it right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for as a forward. The ball on your foot, clean, top of the 6, point-blank range. Sometimes the goalie makes a save.
Oh, look at this reaction, though. Oh, man. Sorry, that's Avendano again. Look at that. Hands in his head.
Yeah, I mean, the Yellow Jackets getting a big save, and now a ball forward looking onto it. Here is Batasso. Jackets across, blocked. Batasso back to it, triple teamed. Good little fake. Dribbles it down. Ravens will take away. Batasso looking to get around his man, can't. And the Ravens will clear. They'll look now for a breakout. And it is dropped back to Morales Fernandez, who knocks it along Ribby Williams. Did he keep it in? No. It'll be a Raven throw-in. Just how quickly things can go the other way with this Franklin Pierce side. I mean, they're aggressive, they're strong, they're skilled, they're very well coached. Travis Brent, Diego Thielen, and JP Navarro, the coaching staff.
You want to talk about Travis Brent getting the most out of season 1?
Yeah. Down in front and a save again by Morales Fernandez on a cross ball. And not a lot of first-year coaches winning national championships last year. I can think of 2 of them off the top of my head. Brent's one, and then somebody at the University of North Carolina by the name of Aaron Matson comes to mind. The Yellow Jackets are through. This is off, they will say. Oh, that's a very late flag.
No, that was an on-time whistle, and you could see Batasso looking over at the flag bearer and waiting for the call. He heard it and then waited for the verification.
Ravens into the box again, and Morales Fernandez just as quickly sends it the other way. Yellow Jackets working it up. They'll dump it in. This is going to get to the 18. And it'll get to Vernet in the final 10 of the first half of a 1-0 Raven lead. Rain continuing to come down here in Springfield, and a deep ball. One goalkeeper to another, essentially. And Morales Fernandez at the top of his 18 wants somebody to do something. He'll lay it off for Ribby Williams. Touched along, mishandled. And AIC having to go all the way back. Now Ribby Williams turns it over. Entry pass into the box. Ribby Williams can't get the stop. The Ravens, however, just run out of room and end up pushing it out of bounds on the goal line extended.
I think he tried to get a little too cute with this one. Watch right here. He's going to cross over his own leg. Oh, it went too far forward. Here, right here. He tried to get a little too cute with it.
Yeah. Did not work. Throw in for the Ravens on the far side of the field, meanwhile. And out of play. Who will have it?
AIC thinks it was deflected off a Raven. I want to double check this.
Well, the Ravens get the call. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. The rain continuing to get heavier. This time it's an AIC throw in. So that whole thing goes for moot anyway. Franklin Pierce wants to make some changes.
Yeah, I can't tell from here.
Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to. Dumped in. Hit somebody who fell down. And the Ravens have it on the near side with some open space. It's Morrell. Morrell settling. Morrell just gets utterly dispossessed of the ball by Lafayette. And then Lafayette turns it over. And then that's going to be a foul, as Lafayette that time got no ball and all ankle of Morrell. And easy call from up here, probably even easier for the official on the field that time, yeah. That is 2 minutes for tripping.
Time. I can't help but laugh.
Time of the penalty was about 38 minutes and change. The Ravens.
37 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah. Ravens in. Hard across.
That's the second time they've left Arujo unmarked.
Only gold jerseys near the ball, though. And that bounding shot bounces wide of the net, but Morales-Fernandez wants to play it from the 18, not the 6. Looking for anything that he can do, and he'll just put it down. Yellow Jackets Vidström out of their own end. Deep ball, knocked down. Yellow Jackets getting to it, and that's well done. And AIC's got a man in the middle, but they can't find a passing lane. Oh, they had Torres streaking up the mid, but there was no way to get him the ball. And the Raven defense does its job once again. They haven't been called on much, but in the few moments that they have come up. And Carl Vernet has really not had to do a whole lot of work tonight. It could change as this ball is shot in.
That's a shove.
And the Yellow Jackets, that's
they got away with one.
Dangerous to do that anywhere, especially in the box, and now a shove on the ball. And the foul is given.
They got away with one right about here.
Yeah, that's dangerously close. Ribby Williams on his near side. And AIC trying to just settle the ball. You can see how aggressive the Ravens forwards are attacking the ball carrier. They're double teaming, though. And that means at some point someone's got to be open, right? Up the wing, out of the 18. Vernet's got to play it. And not only does he play it, but he kicks it into the middle of the field. And Torres trying to get to it, knocks it out of bounds. The Ravens are going to sub here. We mentioned Jonty Clark. We mentioned Andy Chisholm. Now they come in. Avendano, the goal scorer, and Araujo, the playmaker, getting the assist, are the two men who come out for the final 5 and change of the first half of play. Ravens put it back in deep, and AIC's netminder Morales-Fernandez settles it, flyers it up the right wing relative to the Yellow Jackets. Nice little spin move there by Lafayette. Has to pass it away, didn't really have anywhere to go with it. The Yellow Jackets just getting bottled up by how aggressive the Ravens are. And AIC's clearing pass deflects around. And now Torres, that's a great fake. And then Torres, the Yellow Jackets wanted a foul from behind there. They're not going to get it. And Franklin Pierce will take the ball back. Quick through ball. Cut off by Granholm. Granholm past his man. Granholm up the wing. AIC able to keep it in, but they have to settle it. And then the back pass is off the mark. I'll tell you what, if you're off by even a little bit, Franklin Pierce, it's like a shark smelling blood in the water. Now across to the right side, too far along. The Ravens will regather. AIC getting players back defensively. The Ravens moving players up offensively. And then they'll drop it back to their center backs. And it'll go to Loria. In the middle of the field, spin move, nothing there. The Yellow Jackets winning the battle. Settling for Lafayette. Up the sideline, Lafayette gets shoved down from behind. And the foul is given. Lafayette just plays it quickly. Torres looking for a through ball, trying to find Batasso. Didn't get on all of it. I like the idea there, but you got to put a little bit more gasoline in the tank.
They're giving me no time to show replays.
No, this Raven team likes to move quickly. No doubt about it. They'll settle it in. And then one of the Ravens players just blew an edge. The Yellow Jackets lose the ball back in the midfield, however. Mishandling a pass. Slick conditions are no good for anybody. It's going to make everything more difficult. Dumped in, and it'll roll back into the box. It kind of on that arcing trajectory, which allowed Morales-Fernandez to be able to pick it up.
Yeah, you can see that check from behind on that previous foul because the tent is in the way, but the other camera got it.
The other camera being about 10 yards to the left. Able to get that angle. Here's a ball, and it's a good one. Batasso hard across to an open man on the left wing, and AIC is cooking here. Can they get an entry of some kind? They'll get a throw in deep in Raven territory at the very least. It's Afonso. And a Cascais, Portugal. And AIC can get aggressive here. They've got everybody in within 38 yards of the goal. They'll back the center backs up a bit. And now stepping in and stepping through. Great touch there and just a little too far. And the Ravens will fumble the bag out of bounds. Another deep territory throw in. Final 2 minutes of the half. If AIC can knock one home here, what a change it would make to this game.
I mean, this is the most time that anybody has spent on the right side of the field in one go, save for the goalkeeper. I mean, this is really starting to look like a legitimate chance here.
Oh, wow. Kicked in, off the right post, down on top of the net. Can we get a look at that? Please
yes,
tell me we get
you
that.
You got it. Here, ask and you shall receive. Watch this.
You couldn't do this if you tried.
Doink.
Goal kick for Burnett, who had the best seat in the house for that. And he will send the ball a long way away. Headed further. Knocked back. Flipped along. Somebody's got to settle this ball, right? Oh, my. There's a heavy hit on the sideline. An unnecessary, too, from Ribby Williams. That ball was going out of play, and instead of being an AIC throw-in, it's a Raven free kick.
Yeah, just got to know when your space is up because the sideline just acts as an extra defender there.
37 seconds left in the half, and this is going to be an opportunity for the Ravens. They'll fake. They'll take. Boomed in. Headed over. It'll be a goal kick. There's a Yellow Jacket who is a little slow to get up, and it looks like it's Vidström, which would be obviously not ideal for the Yellow Jackets. We're down to 15 seconds to go, and I think the half's going to expire before anything really happens here.
Well, AIC was hoping that their offensive press would balloon into something, and for a moment it was because they got that opportunity with that throw-in and a decent shot away, but it's just more the fact that they were kind of up against the clock. They're down by one. They have to getting that equalizer. And it'll take a little pressure off their defense, too.
Well, you got to get at least one if you're AIC, and you can worry about the second one thereafter. The Yellow Jackets trying to possess on the near side of the field. Ravens drop it back to their defense. You can see AIC coming up, getting pressure on the ball carrier early. The Ravens, a second goal would be more likely than not enough to put this away, given the way this game has gone. So they're going to continue to press. AIC trying to work forward. The Yellow Jackets settle it, and we get a whistle.
A couple of Ravens went down.
And they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, right about here. You can see.
Yeah, just that body contact, and then the two-handed shove. And
then there's a little more after the whistle had blown. You can see the second player hit the turf.
It is what it is. Free kick for the Ravens just above the midline in the attacking half for them. Chipped deep. One maroon jersey lurking, and the ball bottled up. The hips.
Don't lie.
That they do not. And the Ravens up the sideline. Cue Josh Allen with his Khalil Shakira. And we got a foul, and I think we're going to get more than that. Yellow does come out.
We'll get that in a moment. Watch this. Oh, boy. Watch this right here. I've never seen the ball get interlocked between two guys. That's clearly off a forearm, too.
You sometimes weird things happen.
Come to the ballpark.
Ravens another free kick here. Hard to tell who that card was on, by the way.
I will get that for you.
I want to say it was Granholm.
I can see it on replay. We'll get that to you in just a moment.
Yellow Jackets knocked the ball along. The Ravens putting it back. Booted to the right wing side.
The card was on Granholm. Good call.
I thought it was him, as we'll get a goal kick.
And here's your look at it. So you see he trying to grabs him from behind, left shoulder there, and then maybe a little bit more to it, but you cannot initiate contact by grabbing somebody. That's never going to get you very far.
It was definitely a foul with the hold, and then when you add the trip on top of it, the official, it was too much. No protest up here for me from that. That is a well-earned card, and Yellow Jackets clearing it out, bodied down. Jackets still trying to joust the ball free. They cannot. Some more contact.
There's a jersey pull.
Another tug.
And AIC cannot let this balloon into something more than it already is because they've committed a couple of fouls here. You're going to see right there. There leaves a guy behind, and then just a tug of the jersey.
Yeah, spun him around, did Morgan. That was Alexi Morel. And another whistle. Throw in this time for the Ravens. Back at their defense. Nearly turn it over. Torres pressuring the ball. Couldn't quite get onto it. Ravens working left wing side. They've got a lot of bodies over there, and the Yellow Jackets do too. Can the Ravens find an opening? We'll have a whistle. The flag is up. It's actually, the whole thing was off.
And considering how many Yellow Jacket jerseys were back there, it's hard almost to get off sides like that.
They found a way to do it. Free kick for AIC. Soft toss. And now as the Ravens apply a little more pressure, AIC will dump it out. Headed along, but no gold jerseys up in that final line. And the Ravens have it at their defense. Torres is going to pressure the ball. Yellow Jackets looking to get to it. That's great work by Afonso. Second effort and third, and the Ravens finally win it. Not for lack of trying, and now in deep with it. And is Lima. Cross ball here, popped up. Yellow Jackets settle it. And they will be able to get it out. Ravens in their own end. Work D to D. Up that right wing. Nothing there. And the Yellow Jackets continue to apply the pressure, forces the Ravens back to that back line.
Well, Ravens have spent so much time in the attacking zone, they need to start paying rent, and AIC is going to start charging rent and play a little bit more forward and get that possession.
Well, a little bit of a miscue there of the Ravens. The back pass slides out of play. And the Yellow Jackets, beneficiaries of that mistake, will set up with a throw-in on the Raven half of the field. Can they get possession and control? The answer in the moment is no. They will get another throw-in, however, to try again. A little fake, and then a take. Knifed on the sideline, another AIC throw-in. Yellow Jackets quickly set it down. Consoloni, a high ball looking for Torres. One bounce, settles, has to back up to control, but he does. Torres looking to drive it in. Torres is in the box, fires it across. Well placed in a shot that's blocked. The defender was right there at AIC possession in the attacking 18-yard box for the first time all night. Can't get anything out of it, but at least they got there, and that's the first step. Now the Ravens want to go the other way. That's a great pick by Afonso. Meg's a defender, and then drops it back so that AIC can get control.
Well, we have a second. You can see AIC getting the possession here in the attacking zone. And then, yeah, that's just a great read by the defense, but AIC building blocks. And they got 38 minutes and 45 seconds to put it together.
You know, you brought up how Assumption had the late goal to tie it in the 83rd minute, or 84th minute, I think it was. And, you know, if you can just get that one chance. Yellow Jackets defending there. It's Renford Morgan, and then ultimately knocked aside by Granholm, and now AIC have it out of their backfield. They have to turn back to get control, settle it back to Afonso. He'll punch it deep, right wing side, and the dribble just off the foot of AIC's right forward going up. Might have been Christensen up there. But AIC had three men up the field. They had options. They had a good look.
And that long ball was really on the money, too. Unfortunately, just kind of karaoke'd out of the way of the intended receiver.
Well, he was singing the blues, that's for sure. The Ravens in possession defensively.
And that's what AIC was kind of spread out offensively, just did not get that chance to manifest anything.
Not a bad play, though. And again, you're getting those opportunities because you're being aggressive, and the weather certainly doesn't help. Pass across, that's cut off. The Ravens touch it left side in an opening. Oh, just a little too far along. Franklin Pierce still with it inside the 18. They'll drop back now to their defensive unit and look for a better opportunity. Bombs away from deep. It is left. And Morales Fernandez will retrieve for a goal kick. Our next broadcast, 3 o'clock on Friday, the International Volleyball Hall of Fame East Region Clash. 2 courts of action. I'll be on one. Andrew's going to be on the other, so you can choose which of us you want to make your ears bleed.
You can put on both, and we'll hope to harmonize.
Settled by the AIC defense. Pass misses everyone all the way back to the Raven left back. Crowd trying to get the Yellow Jackets going. Some of those volleyball players are actually here tonight. Their first match in a couple weeks. They had the weekend off. This most recent weekend after playing at the Sandy Hoffman Memorial Tournament out at Bentley University, named after, of course, the legendary Hall of Fame late Sandy Hoffman, great coach of the Falcons. Ravens into the box, and Lucas Morales Fernandez gets to it before anybody else can. Great ball ahead, rolled forward. AIC touching it back for control. They'll settle and they'll take some space. Torres has it, leaves it off. I think Torres would have been better served by simply keeping going forward. Sometimes you got to attack. And I see really not having anywhere to go now. Along that sideline, tipped forward. Settled. Task failed successfully there, it looks like. And the Yellow Jackets chip one along, and we got a foul, and a hard foul at that. And this is going to be more than a foul. This is going to be a yellow. As Pietro Botasso was tossed to the ground, and the referee immediately put the stop the clock signal up, and he's walking over there, and he's got the yellow in his hand, and he's going to be issuing it.
Yeah, you can see that Inso trying to step in the way of Botasso. I think it was 22, Lucio Yahia.
A free kick for the Yellow Jackets as a result here. From a dangerous area of the field because, of course, this is one you can cross right in. This is one you can put on target. And in the rain.
They've got a couple of spies out on the right side of your screen. Then they'll add another man, Gronholm, to the mosh pile. You got to go for this, though.
They do. Tipped in front. Headed along. The Yellow Jackets looking for it, and a foul on AIC.
Yeah, there were a couple of opportunities there to get AIC with the foul. You can see they got a little aggressive there, which you don't hate, but at the same time, that is going to be the product of it. Watch right here. There's Gronholm cutting off his man, Lima, and then the one that's actually called as Vidström is pursuing this ball.
Just pushed off, and you can't do that. Ravens settling it at their own defense. Torres applying the pressure. The Yellow Jackets knock it down in the midline. Great work to settle control for AIC. And touch to the near side.
Ouch. That's friendly fire right there.
Friendly fire usually isn't. Sean Manacho.
Not entirely sure what this was. Watch right here.
Loose ball in the middle.
Ouch.
Yeah. No, thank you. Cleared away by the goalkeeper, Vernet. In the middle, it's off of a Yellow Jacket and out. Throw in for the Ravens. They're trying to work quickly here. Back pass too far back. Franklin Pierce does keep possession, and holy, lots of room in the middle, and a drive, and it goes wide.
I saw you cut yourself off. That was a visceral reaction by you right there, and you're going to see it on this replay. How do they have a midfielder just kind of streaking alone? He's going to appear from the left side of your screen, just down. I went too far back.
But, I mean, he cannot be that wide open there. Just all of the open field in front of him.
And he got 10 free yards out of it, too.
Yeah, and you can't have a guy stepping in to shoot like that on a night like this. Luckily, he pulled it. Through ball for AIC. This could be dangerous. The flag is up. Oh, the Yellow Jackets are not happy about that, but he jumped just before, which was what allowed him to get there. It's Axel Sundberg, number 16. And now we have another whistle.
Another offsides call.
I think that's just that they didn't reset to where they should have.
All right, here's the initial offsides call. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was off.
Because the keeper playing it, there was nobody in a maroon jersey behind or at the latitude of the keeper.
Now you have to remember it is at the time the ball is struck for the pass when offside is determined. Deep ball here. Knocked down. Yellow Jackets have it. Looking up the sideline, knifed back, well done. Torres, Torres might have gotten poked in the eye. A hand up to his face, and he looks rather perturbed, but Yellow Jackets will have to settle it down.
Don't want to concede a corner here.
They do not, fortuitously. Well done there. It'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, this is entirely a situation I think that they were trying to get some sort of defensive possession, and it was 1-on-4 for Pierce, and you really don't want to draw a corner against you out of that.
Yellow Jackets need to get the ball into the attacking half. They do here. Morgan in the middle.
No, Malcolm in the middle is the show you're thinking of.
It is Renford Morgan. Alphonse, left side, tries to play it to Renford Morgan. Ends up getting it there. Morgan dribbles through, but
He crossed up his own man.
Yellow Jackets getting it back. The communication is somewhat in the moment lacking for the Yellow Jackets. I don't think they all know what they're going to do, and no communication there allows a defender to just pick the ball off, and now deep into the corner. Great slide tackle. Corner called, though. It's Hannes Vidström again, who has been outstanding defensively tonight. We've reached the hour mark, just about. 1-0 to the Ravens.
You can see Vidström is a little slow to get up.
Might need to stretch himself out. We'll take a 30-second break here on Flow Sports. When we come back, we'll have that corner. Corner coming up here for the Ravens. Baraguina going to be the man to take it. Yellow Jackets are going to make a substitution.
Christensen sprinting on in.
They have to take Vidström out. Normally not allowed to sub on a corner, but obviously an injury would override that. Into the box, nobody gets it. Out of the box, fired again and blocked. And it'll be
Clock
a corner.
never started.
Yeah, it did not. We'll get a corner on the other side. Ravens are going to sub again. Corner forthcoming for Franklin Pierce. This time on the opposite side of the field. Into the box, headed out by Christensen. The Ravens all the way back to their sweeper. And they'll chip it along, only to have it picked off by the Yellow Jackets. Guillafons will clear. Apologize for that, folks. Some technical difficulties. The stream decided it wanted to
take a nap.
Yeah. Sam Cahill is the man on the field for the Yellow Jackets, by the way, as that is cleared and caught by Vernet on the cross on the free kick. Ravens the other way now, looking to add one onto their total. Cross the goal mouth and nobody able to tap it back door. Oh, I see what's happening. So Vidström's now wearing 23. Must have had blood on the jersey. I was wondering, because Cahill was not listed as one of the active players for tonight, but that would make sense. So Vidström's now 23, so make that adjustment in your scorecard. Along the goal line, what a battle for the ball, and the Ravens can't quite win it. Great work by the AIC defense to both get it away and not concede a corner. D to D now. Franklin Pierce will try to work it up. Knocked down. Settled by the Yellow Jackets, Torres. His back pass was deflected, and the Ravens gather.
That's a great disposition by Afonso right there. Trying to get any sort of yardage you can. They're doing a great job of it. They're trying to put it together.
AIC will get the throw in. Yellow Jackets just doing work. They've started to push back a little bit. The ball has been on the Ravens side of the field a little bit more as this half has gone along. Yellow Jackets, not a lot of space. Manacho passes that one off. D to the right side. Granholm. Tipped forward. AIC regathers. The Ravens are just double teaming the ball carrier again, so you've got to be able to quickly find the open man.
And that's a worthwhile strategy when you know what you have as an offense and a defense while also having that 1-0 lead.
Ball still loose in the middle. Joust for it. Flicked along by the Ravens and deflected out of play. We get a substitution for the Ravens. That'll be Devlin Proctor. Checks on for Araujo. And AIC will have to change up their perspective, and again, as the Ravens change what they've got out on the field. Good steal there by the Yellow Jackets, and settling it only to be dispossessed was Granholm. Deep ball in. Be a goal kick. Yellow Jackets restart quickly. Right out of the middle, and they'll go D to D. Afon's got the power leg. Number 4 in gold, the sophomore. Goes across here. Back to the keeper. And then Afonso, who's got to move it quickly, and there's no one there. You want to go up the field, obviously, but at the same time, you have to have someone there. Great work turning the corner and forcing a corner by Lima.
Yeah, and you want to add to your total here. Keep it away from the attack of AIC. Can bleed out a little bit of clock with this.
Hard across into the box. It's loose. And Morales Fernandez is the one who finds it. The pink in the sea of maroon and gold. Midpoint of the second half is here right now. 1-0 the Ravens in the lead on the Yellow Jackets. Forced out of bounds. They'll say stays to AIC. Yellow Jackets will throw in right at midfield just about. Short toss.
Maybe a little too short.
They get another throw in.
2nd and 4.
And Manacho taking plenty of territory. Toss is headed. And the Ravens managed to just keep this in play. Or did they? No, they didn't. It did get out. Yellow Jackets will have a throw in now. This is deep in the Franklin Pierce territory. They'll toss quickly here. Morgan, Afonso.
You want to go quickly with this one. You just got to get a couple of shots on target here.
Now the Yellow Jackets dribbling it around and quickly finding themselves bottled up. but they also find the open man. Touched, dropped off. Good little fake. And then across to way open space on the right wing side. Here's a shot well high by Vidströem. They got exactly what they wanted. Those couple little fakes, and the Raven defense bit just enough to get that open look, to get that shot from distance. Not an A-plus quality chance, but a dangerous one nevertheless, because that was a rise ball. It's hard for the goalkeeper. Now the ball looking to be settled by the Yellow Jackets. They got to be finer with those touches.
Yeah, it's an excellent drop-off by Vidströem. Just a good shot.
Yellow Jackets have some open space. Whistle. We're going to get a foul. We're going to have more than that. Yellow comes out. Consoloni, the man, getting booked. And the man being helped to his feet is Lima. Guiafonso comes over to check on him and give him a quick hug. The two Portugal natives. Good sportsmanship. You do love to see that. 20 minutes, 33 seconds in regulation remaining. 1-0 the Ravens lead. A second goal for them would likely salt the game away. A goal for the Yellow Jackets would, of course, make things incredibly interesting. Deep ball. Not deep enough. It stays in bounds. Off a Yellow Jacket on the sideline. Throw in for Franklin Pierce. Comes that toss. Off of a body and out. And this time it'll be AIC ball. Throw in forthcoming. Out of bounds again off of the Ravens. Yellow Jackets just trying to settle and possess. Whistle foul. A little too much holding, and Consoloni this time is on the receiving end of the foul. He wants his 10 yards, and the Ravens aren't giving it to him. He'll finally play the ball and end up turning it over. Fired into the Franklin Pierce bench. Whistle. Now what if we?
I don't entirely know what this was.
It might have gotten out. It might have gotten out of bounds. It's the only thing I can think of because AIC is going to have a throw in. A little bit of multi-ball. Toss coming from Afonso. He'll get the ball back. Hard across, but intercepted, and then AIC take it back. That's a handball and a half, and this time the whistle goes. And the Yellow Jackets take advantage of the confusion. Quick restart. Slide up the right wing, but the Ravens already have bodies there.
They got a man open on the left side if they want to cross everything with it.
That's Minacho if they can find him. Oh, he is just all alone. And then the Yellow Jackets fumble the bag off the right sideline. That was Batasso. And the Ravens trying to get it back up the field, deflected out of play. So some of those little touches that have just been a hair off, and against a team like Franklin Pierce, you cannot be off even a little bit. They are going to take advantage of any miscue, and that's why they've won 2 straight national championships. They've got the ball here. Good settle into the middle. Looking for the lane. Right through, and Morales Fernandez gets to it. Takes a hit in the process, and he's okay. We saw last night what happened to Tia Kelk late in the women's game, and a similar situation. She took a more direct shot than that. Was kind of a sliding shot, and now we're going to get another yellow. That was a slide tackle that was late, and Axel Sundberg got all leg, no ball, and that's an easy call for the official. You can't do that. And
yeah, the ball was in the air already at that point. Got to know when your time is. That wasn't it.
It's the fourth card that's come out in this game, and can't say I've disagreed with any of them. They have all been earned, and then some. Free kick for the Ravens once they reset.
There are a couple of non-existent roster numbers on the paper here that are checking into the game. There's a 38, which I don't have.
Georgios Nicoletti's
No,
is 11. He looks like he's going to check in, but yeah, 38. Deep ball out of play. In deep, this is on. The Yellow Jackets threatening. Here's the cross. Torres to it. Oh, he mishit it. AIC still have it, though. It's Manacho. Top of the 8 now. In toward the middle. Looking for a shot. This is on. This is in. And AIC have leveled with 16:42 to go.
That's just incredible stuff. Watch, you're going to see right here. They're going to miss on this one, but then it's backed up nicely by Manacho. And you want to see who scores this? I'll get that to you, but AIC found a way to get it done. They just bounce it around, and
that's Lafayette.
It's Lafayette with the goal.
Well, Lafayette. What a tally. And now the final 16:42 for all the marbles. The Yellow Jackets and the Ravens, one a pop. Are you ready for some intensity? Deep ball, bombed in. Morales Fernandez atop the 18. We'll catch it.
Announce that. Should I?
Well, we've got Jakaya's there. I think they're just waiting to make sure they get the assist right.
Oh, yeah, Jakaya is back there.
Deep ball again for AIC. Knocked down just off the outside for Torres, who gets knocked down, but that was his own collision. Just sort of ran into the Raven player there. Franklin Pierce playing.
AIC goal scored by number 7, Thomas Lafayette. Assisted by number 18, Leo Consolano.
Deep ball in. Knocked down in front and cleared. Lafayette from Consoloni, and maybe the biggest goal of the season yet for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it's the second time that Franklin Pierce given up a tying goal in the second half of the second half. The second time in as many games, no less. This is going to be something they need to, oh boy. This is going to be something they need to talk about closing out, because that's the second time.
Certainly not what you would expect, but credit the Yellow Jackets. They came up the field aggressively, generated a chance, generated a second chance, and able to get the tally. Stefan Sandu, by the way, number 38, if he comes in. On the right side, the Ravens with it. Looking for that entry pass. Down to the final quarter hour of this one. And up at the top of the 18-yard box, the Ravens now on the left side. The Yellow Jackets putting pressure on the ball carrier. Crossed in, vaulted away. That is Vidström, remember, again, wearing the 23 right now.
That's Lafayette's first career goal. He's got an assist already this season.
You want to talk about a time for your first goal against the two-time defending national champions to tie the game with 16 and change to go. Knocked away. Torres, good little fake. Away from 2. Torres, away from 2 more. Up the wing. Oh, just off Afonso's foot. And the Ravens get it back for the moment, but Renford Morgan is in the way. Flipped over to the right side now. The Yellow Jackets lose it again. It's off of Sundberg.
This is AIC playing some inspired football right now. shout out Scott Hansen. I mean, look at the way they've just been able to find it. And it's because they're confident in themselves. They're not really thinking about it. They weren't waiting for an opportunity. They went out and got it.
The women able to tie a top 10 opponent last night on this field 0-0. Can the men tie a top 10 opponent 1-1? Can they beat a top 10 opponent? Here's a shot across the goal mouth. Picked up by the Yellow Jackets. Here's Manacho again. Gets it up to the right.
Shoot it.
Here is that shot. It's bent well wide, and the Yellow Jackets are offside because it ended up being a pass.
It was blocked, too. I think just kind of the outside of the ankle by Torres got onto that.
I'll tell you what, though, the fact that AIC is getting pressure, that part of the field, again, whistle foul on the Yellow Jackets. Free kick here for the Ravens. A little layoff pass, flipped forward. AIC gets a body to it and get it clear. Bounding around. Oh, my goodness, that's a hold, and that's an easy call against Batasso. The Ravens look to quick restart it. And
they weren't too quick.
Well, the referee was like, hey, the ball's over here. You have to go back to the spot of the foul. Franklin Pierce out of their defensive end. There's a risk here for the Ravens being aggressive and trying to get that second goal to win this game. And you're seeing it a little bit with how much more easily the Yellow Jackets are getting up the field now. As this is crossed in and blocked, and it'll get out of bounds for a corner. You can push up, and certainly the Ravens are talented enough to attack, but they're not protecting as well because they're pushing up. So that's giving AIC opportunities.
And you can see this is the shot taken right here.
Yellow Jackets try to get it clear. Don't get it clean. Second effort. This is cleared. Up the sideline and forward. And this is dangerous. And this is Batasso. Batasso dodges his man, loses it at the last second. Great back checking by the Ravens. AIC wanted a foul back up the field. They're not going to get it. But Pietro Batasso, oh, that would have potentially put the rookie into immortality. Now the Ravens want it the other way, and there's a foul.
Here's a quick look at this breakout. I mean, Batasso just makes a nice move, but gets a little too much. I mean, we're grasping at straws, but has to be perfect against this team. Wasn't there, but a great effort. And that's going to be something that Franklin Pierce has to realize could happen again.
Ravens looking to get it in deep. Will they get the corner here or the goal kick? They'll get the corner. The set piece is piling up for the team in maroon. See if they work it quickly. They'll just play it in quick. And now along that goal line extended, chipped across. Settled down, bashed across the box again. Nobody there. And this time it'll go to the Yellow Jackets on the throw-in. Ravens want a sub. I think both teams do. Clock stops in the final 15 with the substitution.
And the tie game.
Yeah. With the game being tied, if either team subs, the clock stops. So Sandu is in. Nicoletides is in. Batasso comes off for AIC. Devlin Proctor comes out too for the Ravens, and it looks as though AIC has also taken Sundberg out. 10 minutes and 45 seconds of high-intensity soccer being played here at AIC left. Can either side find the second goal to win it? Ravens in possession on the sideline. Looked like it got a leg. It did. Great work once more by Torres. You can tell how much of a difference there is on both sides of the ball for the Yellow Jackets when number 10 is on the field.
Yeah, you can, and it's just the speed and the accuracy. The way the ball's being directed, he's kind of a quarterback.
He sees the field differently, it feels like, than everybody else. Just understands the game on a different level. From watching him play, you can tell he'll be a great coach someday. because he just understands the game. The Yellow Jackets nearly get caught not stepping to the ball. They turn it over, or they don't give up the breakaway that they might have there. And the Ravens will try to take advantage. They'll push forward. Whistle, foul. This one's on Pierce. And the Ravens are not happy about it. It's Aventano, the goal scorer for Franklin Pierce, who grabbed a hold of the AIC jersey, and he was the one who was called. And Guy Afonso getting in a little bit, and the referee tells him, listen, that's my job. I'll take care of it. You go play. And now the clock is stopped. They want to back AIC up a little bit to where the referee on the sideline says the foul was given. AIC dropped almost back to the top of their 18. 9:16 to go. What has been an unbelievable evening. And the free kick. Knocked down, AIC gets through. Left wing side, the Yellow Jackets. Good dribble. Deep ball, Manacho. Sean Manacho. Hard across to the net. Now deflected away by the Ravens. Oh, they had to defend that very well. It'll be an AIC throw in. Manacho deep in Raven territory and flung that one where he wanted it. Franklin Pierce's defense comes up. They've had to do a lot more in this second half than they did in the first. AIC deep in Raven territory. Turnover. Turn back. Along the sideline, the Yellow Jackets force a throw in. The beautiful game.
The chaotic game.
Oh, it certainly is a beautiful mess. Knocked down. Oh, the Yellow Jackets threaten here. Stepping, spinning, over the ball. The Yellow Jackets furious. They've got to get back. You can't worry about a call that you think might have been missed in this situation. Great slide on the ball by Manacho to slow it down. And then an even better stop by Afonso. And a through ball looking for Sandu. It's not quite there. Dropped back to the... And the Yellow Jackets were hoping to get that penalty called. And
watch right here now that we have a moment. Watch this. You be the judge.
It's tough. And as an official, you really are in such a bad spot there because you're effectively deciding the game if you call that. Of course, you could argue that you're deciding the game by not calling it too. So there's no winning there. On a play that's close, you probably don't want to give a penalty. 7:20 on the clock. Ravens left wing side. Stopped and dropped back to the defense again, and AIC can set itself up defensively. Deep ball in, misses everything and everyone, and it'll end up being the goalkeeper, Morales Fernandez, calling for it and getting it. The graduate student, local out of Amherst, Massachusetts, his 5th year here at AIC. You want to talk about a fantastic student athlete who's done everything right for the Yellow Jackets on the field and off of it. And he certainly does fit that bill. Arguina, great long ball in. This could be trouble. Oh, it just misses the right post. Might have been blocked. They do call a corner, so it was. That did not miss by much, we'll tell you that.
Here's your look at it. Yeah, Morales Fernandez is going to get a credit with a save there, but
game of inches.
Look at this. You're going to see the shot. It's going to come from the far side here. Camera's going to pan up, and that's
surviving for the moment. The Ravens looking for more. They want that entry. Vaulted in, headed away. Sandu tied up with his man. The referee said through ball. Can they connect? No. Torres, good effort, but just not quite able to find it. The Ravens get a piece of it. The Yellow Jackets settle it into Raven territory again. Headed around. to open space, but it'll rattle out of play.
You can see just how much, though, AIC has had ball in attacking territory. It's so much different than the first half. It's almost a similar, it's a cousin, not a carbon copy, but it's a cousin to the game last night.
Very similar indeed, and AIC looking to make some substitutions to get some more defensive players onto the field. Ravens get it across behind the net. Goal kick, substitution, which means the clock stops. AIC will certainly make that trade-off. Fernando Ramirez will check on. At the goal scorer, the man who is right now the man of the match. We talked about there was an obvious one last night in Rianne Ryan for the women because she blocked at least a half a dozen shots in a 0-0 draw. Now AIC deep ball here. It's headed back to the goalkeeper. Vernet able to pick it up because it was played back by a header. And the Ravens setting up for the final 4 minutes. They are going to push with everything they've got. The Yellow Jackets need to make sure that they can push back. Morales Fernandez at the top of the 18.
Grabs the fair catch.
Oh, what a catch there, too, by number 1. And staying inside the box so as not to get called for the handball. Rolls it back into play. Boomed away and flipped forward. And AIC's Nicoletti's. Yellow Jackets will settle and get control. Nicoletti's a through ball. And a good one.
They got numbers.
Knifed along. Oh, they've got a chance. Here's an opportunity in front. Oh, the Yellow Jackets wanted a foul there that they didn't get. And that time I think they might have a case.
Yeah, I don't disagree with this. Is a trip right here. Right here. Once we get a stoppage, I will have this thing in quarter speed.
Ravens pushing forward, final 3. Nothing you can do about it if you're AIC now other than to not let up a goal. Franklin Pierce driving in. They're coming set. The shot well high.
Here's your look. Watch this. That was ball contact at first. The issue is you're going to see right about here the ball contact at first, but it's an extra kind of half second.
Well, and I think there's a little bit of a push from behind here that isn't the ball. That's the foul that I was looking for. Throw in for the Ravens, meanwhile, on the far side with 2:18 to go. They'll settle it onto that left wing. Yellow Jackets have to be careful here. Good deep ball. Ravens will settle it. Up that left side. Looking in. Blocked down. Settled. Jackets cannot clear it. They'll look for a shot. They won't get it. And AIC able to get it through. That's Renford Morgan. Great touch. Morgan forward off a Raven and out. Throw in for AIC deep in Raven territory as we're down to 100 seconds to go. And I think if you're AIC, you're in no hurry to play this.
You're not. You want to have that 1 minute drill. You don't want to give any sort of chance for Pierce to come back and ambush you.
Thrown in, bodied, flipped up. The Ravens mishandle it. It's AIC to throw in again.
I think a couple more throws will guarantee at least one standing point for AIC.
Final minute.
But they're obviously fighting for more. That yardage helps.
Thrown in, flicked out. Very deep in Franklin Pierce territory. It's not a corner, but it may as well be.
And Paris is doing the same thing. They're trying to sell out for the tie as well. It doesn't look like they can get another goal here.
Deep ball.
Unless.
Comes to Vernet. Well, don't assume anything with this Franklin Pierce team. Cross the middle. The Yellow Jackets getting to it. Headed along. Knocked down and into space on that left wing. And the Ravens chip it forward. Great touch. Kind of a collision there. Franklin Pierce can settle. And in deep. Into the goalkeeper. And Morales Fernandez covers it.
And you got to boot this thing as far as you can. Just punt it.
Yeah, you're not trying to make a play here. You're trying to just get the ball the heck out of Dodge. 10 seconds to go, and Morales-Fernandez taking his sweet time.
Just punt it with 4. Or I'll take that. They want to delay a game call. I don't know if that's a thing, but
it is. It absolutely is, but they won't get it. The Yellow Jackets have drawn the number 2 team in the nation. Thomas Lafayette is the hero, and AIC and Franklin Pierce to a 1-1 tie.
Oh, boy.
And a little bit of conversation, handshakes. We know last year's game ended in a draw at 0-0 in 110 minutes, and Lucas Morales-Fernandez was the goalkeeper of record that night. He'll get the result again tonight. What a great one for the Yellow Jackets, Andrew. And
look at the celebration. Can we have a camera? Oh, man. Lucas Morales-Fernandez is getting the biggest hugs right now. I mean, just look at the man in pink right there. He is getting all of his flowers. He deserved it. He stood up, made a couple of saves in contact, and just got it done.
He has been the man, and he continues to be. And Thomas Lafayette, though, I think is still the man of the match. The game-tying goal in the 73rd minute, so crucial, and the Yellow Jackets getting a point off the nation's number 2 team.
Yeah, that's so big. I mean, another case where just the second half was able to propel them to that result. They got the score, and they got to really feel some energy as well. I mean, you saw how the women played, getting some offensive opportunities yesterday. The men played exactly the same way. They got some offensive opportunities and really were able to cash it in, despite just being outgained throughout the entire course of the match.
They were the better team in the second half, in my estimation. That'll do it for us, for my broadcast partner, Andrew Sood, for everybody in our athletic communications department, including my fantastic grad assistants, Brianna Harzula, Naisha Ortiz, our great student staff. This is Seth Dussault. Thank you for spending your Wednesday with us. And one more time, the final 1-1 for everybody here at AIC. Good night. Good luck. Go Jackets. Let's take one more look at the goal.
Yes,
shall
we shall. I'm going to go find it. You can see how I operate putting up a replay. Here is the entire thing in all of its glory. We'll send you out like this. Good night, folks.